All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live SEO support live stream. Go ahead and ask your SEO questions live and get answers from me, the one and only Chris Gegis of Sir Links a Lot. Um, yeah, random stream time today, as usual. Not really announcing these things, not really sure what the turnout's going to be. I'm also completely alone today. Nick will not be joining me on today's stream. So, yeah, really going to need you guys to hopefully show up and ask me some questions and keep me company. Otherwise, I'll just get to this backlog of questions I've got to answer here. And yeah, like it says on the bottom of the screen, we got 10% off PBN links this month with code PBN13. I believe that's only happening for another day or two. Let's say the 30th. Yeah. So just today and tomorrow. So 2 days left to get 10% off PBN links for the month. And then, of course, we got Black Friday coming up as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the questions. If you guys got any questions, ask them in the chat. I'll get to you eventually. Says, I'm new to SEO and learning through courses and group discussions. I recently watched a video by an SEO professional who mentioned that we can use ChatGPT for keyword research by providing a prompt. Looks like the question cut off there. I'm not sure if I've got the rest of the question, but I'm pretty sure he was just asking about. I'm not really sure why the rest of that question cut off. Is that a reliable and effective way to conduct keyword research? If not, which tool do you recommend? Thanks. Yeah, so a lot of people, you'll see a lot of videos right now, or for the past couple of years, really, about how basically you can do things with AI, ChatGPT. But the thing is, most of it does not work very well, and a lot of the videos are just centered around hype and doing things for free because doing things for free probably performs better on YouTube videos than anything else. Of course, everyone wants to do stuff for free. People look at SEO like a free opportunity, like they're not going to have to pay any money for anything, and they're going to be able to pull in a bunch of organic traffic and create a great business online. But that's really not the case. I will say though that ChatGPT is actually part of my keyword research process, but it's only a small part. And what it can do is, I think it's really good for like brainstorming like new ideas, like things you wouldn't have really thought of, right? But for keyword research, I would rather use keywords, or I'd rather use like Ahrefs for the most part. Their Keywords Explorer. So you can go over here, Keywords Explorer. We'll type in a seed keyword like guest posts, and then you can go and you can look at a bunch of keyword ideas over here. You can use these tabs over here on the left-hand side. You can do things like looking at questions. Questions tend to be a lot lower difficulty because it's kind of like a long tail keyword. And yeah, Ahrefs is probably like my number one way of doing keyword research. But actually, okay, so yeah, Ahrefs is my number one way of doing keyword research. But actually, what I like to do instead of using Keywords Explorer, at least in the beginning, is to pull up a competitor. So of course, this is for Links a Lot, so they're not a competitor. But what I would go in and do is look at their top pages. And I do this instead of organic keywords because organic keywords, they are not grouped by page. So it's going to be just a bunch of stuff and a bunch of them will be on the same page, right? Versus you could go to top pages. You could see like kind of what the main keyword is for each page that your competitor is ranking for. And then you could build a similar page and make sure you match search intent, create good content around that keyword and whatnot. So competitor research is definitely my favorite way of doing keyword research. You can actually not do it with Ahrefs as well. Like, so you could go to a website and look up its sitemap. And then you could just like look at the sitemap and see what the main keyword is for each of those and basically do the same thing. But then you don't have access to like search volumes and stuff like that, of course. But then, of course, you could use like Google Keyword Planner to get free search volumes in there. It's their kind of like AdWords tool, right? So yeah, I would say that Ahrefs, competitor research, and then also just going into Google and like searching for stuff and clicking around is a good thing to do. And then also there's a cool tool, Keywords Everywhere. I actually haven't used this in a while, but I've been thinking about picking it up again because it's just so cheap. Let's go ahead and check out their pricing real quick. So yeah, you could probably just pick up this this low plan right here, $6 a month. It used to be free, but yeah, $6 a month is pretty much nothing. And this is pretty awesome. It gives you keywords data everywhere, like the name says, right? It gives it to you in some like other tools. It gives it to you on Google SERPs. It's a really good way of just kind of looking around and yeah, seeing a bunch of different keyword ideas, and you can kind of explore yourself manually. But yeah, like I said, Ahrefs competitor research is definitely my number one, and then using their keyword tool, and then manually search around on Google SERPs and keywords everywhere if you want an additional tool for that. But yeah, like I said before, also I do use ChatGPT for keyword research. You just have to understand all the data that it's pulling in is fake. It doesn't know search volumes. It doesn't know keyword difficulty. You can prompt it to do that, and you'll see YouTube videos where it tells you to do that, but the numbers are just completely wrong. They're based on absolutely nothing. So yeah, you can't really use it for that, but it's really good for kind of just thinking outside the box a little bit. You could find some long tail keywords and just stuff that you haven't thought about, right? You could just go in and say, what are some keywords that revolve around like guest posting or whatever, and look for some ideas. And then you could go check them in Google SERPs, see if there's actually pages ranking around those things, and kind of go from there. But yeah, definitely not what some people make it out to be, as is a lot of like the AI stuff, right? So hopefully that helps. Got any questions, guys? Go ahead and ask them in the chat. I think it's going to be a slow stream today, but I'll be sticking around for about an hour and then I'll take off. I need you guys to keep me company because no Nick here today. So please ask me some questions. All right, let's see what we got next. Oops. All right. Link building to other websites like Amazon to boost our own listings. Does it work? We sell quite a bit of unique products, for example, medical keyboards, and we sell them on marketplaces like Amazon. It keeps cutting off my things. I guess you just can't post a really long thing like this. And then we sell marketplaces like Amazon and BOL.com. Does it help to do link building to Amazon and BOL listing deep link for Google rankings? Okay. So basically, he's asking if it helps to do link building to your Amazon listings to help rank them on Google. And the answer is yes. You can build links to something, and pretty much anything that you build links to, it will help rank on Google SERPs, but it won't help rank on that platform's own search engine, right? So if you have an Amazon listing for a protein powder and you're building links to that product page, it will help it go higher up on Google's rankings. But if the person goes into Amazon and searches for protein powder, it's not going to help it go up in Amazon. It's the same way with YouTube videos. YouTube video is actually probably a little bit different because Google has a bunch of data and they kind of YouTube is their platform. But yeah, pretty much any kind of listing you can build links for, and it'll help you boost in Google for sure. But yeah, not its native platform. Hopefully that helps. What's going on, guys, in the chat? You guys going to ask me some questions, or am I going to keep answering these backlog questions I got here? I'm lonely. Let's see what this next one is. It's a long one, so I guess the thing is going to cut it off as well. Oops. I have two sites. One is newly built with no traffic, and the other one is 8 months old with approximately 300 visitors daily. My question is, can I put link on my traffic site's footer to the other sites so I can get traffic in my new site? Is it valid, or is it a violation of Google's law? Okay, so one has no traffic, one's 8 months old, 300 visitors. Okay, so he just wants to build a link. Yeah, you can do that. A lot of people do this. They'll have maybe they've got like two websites that are in similar niches or whatever. You even actually see really big corporate companies doing this. I wish I had an example I could show you guys, but I'm not going to be able to think of one off the top of my head. But it's something I see pretty often. You'll see, these big a lot of like these big like corporate brands. You go down into their footer and they'll just have links to their other like big properties, right? Their other websites. And this stuff can definitely help pass. It definitely does pass some link juice. However, it is a footer link, so it's not really the best thing in the world. It's not contextual or anything like that. And what you want to avoid doing is trying to do this like on a lot of sites. Because if you do it on a lot of sites, Google might kind of suspect you as trying to create like a link network or doing like unnatural link building, right? But you'll also see people doing it with like client sites. If they're SEO, they'll say, this website's SEO was done by, and they linked to their agency, or maybe they're basically some kind of lead gen company, and they'll get their other people who are listed on their website to link to them, to say, basically we're powered by these guys or something like that. So yeah, you can definitely do it. I wouldn't really expect to get too much of a gain out of it, but it is a link, right? It is something that Google is going to see on the other website. Its bots are going to crawl down to it. It's going to go through the link to the other website. It's going to pass some link juice. But yeah, I wouldn't really expect it to do too much for you. I wouldn't expect it to really like boost your rankings a ton, but it is something, right? And so if you're doing this in conjunction with a bunch of other stuff, then yeah, it can definitely, have a little bit of an impact. But what the impact's going to be extremely hard to measure, and I just wouldn't expect too much. Hopefully that helps. Oh, we got someone asking a question. Thank you. It's getting lonely over here. I thought you guys were just going to stare at me. Um, all right. How can I set up a free virtual or fake address for my e-commerce website where I sell digital products and don't have a physical store? All right, so there's like multiple ways to go about this. What some people like to do is they'll actually find like an office building and rent out a little office like where they want their place to be, and they will do it like that. However, you are an e-commerce website, and so you're probably not trying to show up in local SERPs. If you're trying to show up in local searches, then getting like a real like address to show up on like GMBs and stuff would be good. But for e-com, you're not normally not doing this. Um, and so I have to be a little careful with what I'm saying here because it's actually, I think, not legal to fake like information like this. However, I know that a lot of people do fake it. So just know that a lot of people will go online, they'll find an address, and they'll use that address as the information. And especially if it doesn't really matter, like if you're not a local business and you don't really need to drive like customers to that location, then I'm not saying do it, but I'm saying that it doesn't really matter because you don't really need that address other than putting it on there for like EAT purposes to show that you're like a legitimate business, or maybe you just want to like build some citations as a form of pillow link, even though you don't actually have a physical address where customers are visiting, right? I do still like using citations as a type of pillow link for any type of website, including if it doesn't have its own address, right? But you need an address to build citations. Also, if you're an e-commerce website, you could just go ahead and list the address where your business is registered, right? I don't, a lot of people are really, they're really like careful about, they think the privacy is like super important, that putting this address out here matters, but really I think it just matters more from like from an EAT perspective. Like having an address there is an added trust signal for Google. People in the real world are not going to look at this thing. So for example, for links a lot, for our link building agency, we've had addresses set up for like random, not random, but like places that we've like lived and stuff. It's not, we've never had any kind of negative blowback to having an address live. It's just where our business is registered, and yeah, so you can definitely do that and just not worry about it too much, right? See if there's anything else I can add on this. But yeah, I would say it's good. It's definitely good to have an address for EAT purposes, and some consistency there. And so Google just kind of learns to associate this and just view your real business, right? But yeah, just know a lot of people are faking these addresses, and it seems to work just fine. Hopefully that helps. Go ahead and ask questions in the chat, guys. Looks like it's going to be a slow stream today, but I'm here for like an hour or so. So if you got any questions at all, it doesn't matter if you think it's a beginner question or an advanced question. I'm literally here just to help you guys out for a little bit. So I'll do what I can if you ask. Let's see what we got next. Looking for opinions on GMB listings for a service-based business with multiple locations in the US. Should I link my homepage or the geo-targeted landing pages for that market on my GMBs? So each GMB for a local company should correspond to each landing page for GMB should correspond to that GMB, and that GMB should point to that location landing page, right? You can think of your location landing pages as like essentially a separate homepage for that service or for that location. This is, if you want to just kind of verify what I'm saying, you can basically go and look up anyone that's ranking well that has multiple locations. That's like a local service-based business or whatever, and you'll see them doing it exactly like this, right? Um, you know, if your homepage is trying to rank for a specific location, then you can use the GMB for your homepage for that location, right? And then you can use other GMBs for other locations. But I would really prefer to have a more general homepage that's not targeting a location. This is if you're more than one location. If you only have one location, then your homepage is just fine. But multi-location, I'd rather the homepage not target a specific location and then have those location landing pages for and corresponding GMBs. Um, See if I'm missing anything here. Yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully that helps, man. I'll take a drink real quick. How you guys doing all today, though? Maybe you don't have a question, but yeah, how's it going? It's rough having to talk the whole time without Nick here because I just gotta blab constantly. All right, let's see what we got next. This is a very broad question, but I guess we'll go ahead and give it a shot. How would I rank for more keywords? WordPress website. So yeah, this is a very big question, but I'll kind of go ahead and try to do my best to answer it. So, keywords it's basically a search query, someone trying to learn about a specific thing, right? And so the way you can rank for more keywords is by either A, writing more content, on our link building agency website right here, if we go to our blog, um, you can see we're just writing a bunch of different blog posts about other just kind of backlink related things, right? So you need to do some keyword research. You can write new blog posts based on the keywords that you find that are kind of related to your business or whatever you're talking about. And then, you can use a tool like Surfer SEO to help you write that content, or Neuron Writer or whatever. These kind of things help you, especially in the beginning if you don't really know what you're doing. And so, yeah, just doing a bunch of keyword research. You can do competitor research to see all the articles they're writing, and you can write, articles on the same topics. I'm not saying to copy them, but you can definitely use them as guidance, especially if they're ranking well and getting a bunch of traffic, right? That's my favorite place to do keyword research. So however you're doing keyword research, you're going to want to add more content to your website, right? Another way you can rank for more keywords is by making sure that the pages that you already have ranking are optimized correctly and are basically talking about all the different stuff and are mentioning all the other keywords that Google has chosen to rank for that one thing. So let's I don't know, let's go ahead and just take this article right here. I don't even know how this article is performing, but we'll go ahead and take a quick look. Let's select organic keywords for this page. So you can see the main keyword for this article was just toxic backlinks, but you can see that we're ranking for, tons of keywords here, right? Not ranking very well. Actually, I think this keyword's kind of high competition, and there's a bunch of big players on the first page like Ahrefs and stuff. Oh, I just saw that Ahrefs added a search intent column here. That's really cool. I actually just saw this for the first time. So you can see if it's like informational or commercial intent or navigational. This is really cool. Anyway, so you can, if you want your page to rank for more keywords, just one page, then using a tool like Surfer SEO or Neuron Writer will help, because basically you plug your main keyword into that tool, and then Surfer says, okay, you need to include all of these other keywords or topics in your article. And so by doing that, you don't need to add new articles to your site, but you can get one page to rank for a lot more keywords, right? So, this page has, 51 different keywords ranking for it on it. And yeah, so I guess those are two main ways to rank for more keywords, right? It's either just add new articles or make sure that your existing articles and pages are covering all of the different keywords and subtopics that it should be covering, really. And so not only will that help it rank for more keywords, but it'll also help rank for the main keyword better, because Google will see you as really covering the topic fully and talking about all the things that you need to talk about to make sure that you're really explaining things properly, right? Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank because this is a really big kind of general question, how to rank for more keywords. But yeah, hopefully that helps. See, Chris says, I built foundational links, quality links, socials, even an organic DR70 EDU backlink. DR hit 26 overnight, but organic traffic and SERP gains are still minimal after months. Does Google just move slowly? So yeah, first of all, yes, Google does move slowly. If you are like, if this is a very new site and you've just started building to it, yeah, things can move quite slowly. Google might consider you to still be in the sandbox. I guess my question to you would be, how many quality links did you build? And by quality links, I'm assuming you mean like guest posts and link insertions. So yeah, how many of those types of links did you build? Foundational links, they can definitely help you like get out of the sandbox, but a lot of the time you need like kind of more of this quality stuff, quality contextual and linking to help you get out. Socials is good. You got one like strong backlink, which is good. Um, it looks like Ahrefs might be moving faster than Google in this situation, which actually you see it in reverse a lot of the time. You'll see Google move faster than Ahrefs, and a lot of the times Ahrefs DR will take a long time to respond, much longer than yeah, just Google rankings. Um, yeah, so it's hard to answer this question exactly like what your problem is because you might be doing all your SEO wrong. And there's no way for me to be able to tell that just by looking at this question. But if you set up your website kind of in a weird way and you're not targeting keywords correctly and you're not matching search intent, you're not covering the topics fully. If you don't have good internal linking, or if maybe your website's just really really small and you really don't have much content on it at all, and what is a quality link? Are you like spamming Fiverr stuff? It's hard to tell. um, but if you're doing everything correctly, then the answer is literally just to keep moving forward and just do more of it all. More quality links, more quality content over time, and you will get results. Like if you're there's no like trick or magic to SEO. It's just, especially as a beginner, it's knowing like what is SEO and then like how to do it right. But once you know how to do it, once you know the fundamentals of creating quality content and what a quality link is, if you just do these things, you will see results. There's no magic to it. There's no secret trick you have to do or switch you forgot to toggle or something. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, I would just keep moving forward. And yeah, if you got any more questions about any other things that you've done, definitely let me know. But it's kind of hard to give you a better answer just based on kind of the information I've been given here. Um, Says, oh, and I was the guy with the blog post targeting issues. I decided to remove the blog post because Google was ranking me for nearly 70 gambling terms from one blog post while I'm an education site. Yeah, that's kind of strange. It's kind of a weird thing to have like an oopsie about, like, but yeah, I mean, maybe it's good to kind of get that off the site. You might have kind of confused Google in a way here. For some reason, they've decided to really rank you for a lot of stuff on this page and not your other pages, which is definitely kind of weird. Um, yeah, you might want to check like the history of the domain, see if the domain's been used for anything before, just to be sure. You could look in Ahrefs. You could also look in something like Wayback Machine. Just plug it in there and see what's going on. Um, but yeah, if you have blog post targeting issues, and maybe you have blog post targeting issues on a lot more blog posts than just that one you had mentioned, um, then yeah, then maybe you're doing some weird stuff with your content and your on page SEO, and maybe that's why things are moving slowly for you, right? But yeah, really really hard to say without looking at things myself. So hopefully that helps. But got any more questions, I can definitely try to help you out. Take a quick drink break, guys. Let me go ahead and put this up while I take a little quick drink break. 10% off PBN links. You only got 2 days left for this. We'll have our Black Friday sale starting pretty soon as well, but it has not been announced yet. Quick drink, quick vape. Also have a little congestion going on. I think I got some allergies or something, not really sure. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Oops. I was asking about that address only to build some citations. My business isn't registered yet, so I only have a home address. Yeah, so you could use the home address, and that would be just fine. Like I said before, we've used home addresses. Um, if you if it's just to build citations and you're not going to have customers coming up to it, then I would say it's absolutely fine to do. You don't need to worry about it. Um, or like I mentioned before, some people just go and, basically find an address and use that. You can find the address of an office building. I've seen people do that. Not advising you to do that. I just know people do it and it works just fine. And yeah, basically the most important thing is just having some kind of address. Doesn't really matter what the address is or how you got it, and then using that consistently on your website and citations. Um, but yeah, of course, if anyone's watching this video and you didn't see the other questions, if you're a local based company, you're definitely going to want to get an address where you want your GMB to show up. That's in a very good location where people are actually searching, right? But yeah, this is for his specific question, which is just an e-com site that doesn't really use the address at all, other than just having it available on the website and citations and other stuff like that. Oops. I got very black hat backlinks from Legit. I did not even know the gig was doing backlinking. Can 100 bad backlinks to my homepage from spammy sites using exact match anchors hurt me? Yeah, absolutely it can. But just to kind of give you a little bit of comfort, I feel like Google has gotten a lot better with just kind of ignoring spam, especially if they all come very quickly. I'm assuming if they're exact match anchors, that they are not a foundational link. Maybe it's like a blog comment or something like that. If you could tell me what type of link they built, that would kind of help me out a little bit. You definitely don't like to see exact match anchor spam like that, because I feel like exact match anchor spam is actually worse than bad backlink spam, like toxic backlink spam. The good news is that they all came at one time, and Google, we saw in Google's leaks even that they have some kind of like filters that basically say, if a ton of backlinks come all at one time and they look kind of weird or whatever, it marks it as like a much higher chance that they're spam, and it just ignores them. So anyway, Google's getting a lot better at ignoring spam. So you might not be in too much trouble or anything. What I will advise also is that, you can find some good stuff on places like Legit and Fiverr. However, a lot of the stuff that I look at on there, and a lot of the stuff I've seen past clients get, they said, "Hey, look at this. This is what I got," or maybe, I've actually looked at some services and bought some services myself for some stuff like blog comments or whatever. A lot of this stuff ends up being insanely low quality, like the lowest of the low quality. Like you said, just black hat spam essentially. So not saying you can't find good stuff on there, but whenever I'm getting anything on these platforms, I always ask for a sample report. They're generally always happy to give you a sample report, and you can kind of judge from there. Kind of sucks that they didn't say they were doing any link building, and then they hit you with 100 exact match anchors. Not gonna lie, that does suck. I'd be pretty pissed off myself. Um, you could try to contact the seller and see if they'll remove them. They don't want bad reviews, so they'll hopefully work overtime to maybe potentially remove those links, but they might not have an ability to remove them. Um, so then your options become either you could disavow them or you could just let them stay. Um, if it was me, I'd probably just consider just letting them stay, because, like I said before, Google's pretty decent at ignoring spam these days. But some people have differing opinions on this. I know a lot of people are kind of like disavow crazy, and they'll just disavow anything that looks a little scammy or black hat or whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely not like that. I would probably actually just let them sit, and then see what happens to your traffic and your rankings. Right? If you see noticeable results, like very soon after, then you definitely consider disavowing. However, what you'll see a lot of the time, even if it is super black hat, super spammy, super low quality, exact match anchors, this stuff can a lot of times still help you, right? Things aren't as black and white. And even though Google is good at ignoring spam a lot of the time it just creates this extra crawlability to your website and ends up kind of benefiting you in a way. You can pull up pretty much any website on the internet, and if you analyze the backlink profile, what you'll see pretty quickly is that everybody gets some pretty nasty spam. Any website that's ranking for anything is going to get all this crazy spam, and you just don't really need to worry about it for most part. Yeah, hopefully that helps. I wouldn't worry too much, and yeah. I see people offering high DA links from sites that have zero traffic and rank for nothing. These links can't possibly have any positive effect. DA is just a vanity metric. Yeah, so over here back in Ahrefs, let's go to overview. Let's just go to sirlinksalot.co. What you can do a lot of the time, basically there's a ton of insanely low quality guest post farms out there. Um, these are being delivered not just by people like on Fiverr and Legit. There's also highly reputable link building agencies that are also just delivering complete trash. Even on like a bunch of backlink marketplaces, they're absolutely filled with trash. So you really have to double and triple check things in Ahrefs if you can, just to make sure what you're buying is legitimate or not. Because yeah, there's just a ton of junk out there. I can't really overstate this. They're just everyone is delivering junk essentially. But anyway, what you can do, if the site has zero traffic and ranks for nothing, then you don't even need to check for anything else. You already know that it's a crappy link. But even if it does have some traffic and it does have some high domain authority, what you're going to want to do is you can come into Ahrefs and you can click domain rating right here, and you can go and just make sure that there wasn't a massive, very fast increase in domain rating. So for Solinks it's actually a little bit different because we actually did 301 redirect an old domain. We had purchased a different company and we 301 redirected it in a very like legitimate way. And then so that's why this kind of big increase comes from. But a lot of the times people will use DR boosting gigs and you'll see the line just go straight up like this one day. And you won't see any 301 redirects. They didn't acquire any kind of other business or anything like that. And this kind of stuff is a very common scam right now. It's very easy to manipulate these DR and DA numbers. That you can just pay like $50 or $100 to do it, really. And then, like you said, if you go into, I actually like looking at top pages instead of organic keywords, and just come in here and see what their top pages that they're ranking for. See what percent of traffic is going to what pages. See the main keyword that each of these pages is ranking for, and just make sure that it makes sense and it's not junk like celebrity net worth or even fake keywords. A lot of the times, you'll see people they use bots to create a keyword. So let's say the fake keyword we want to create could be Sir Links a lot best backlink. Like no one is searching for that, right? But what you'll do is you'll come in and you'll see, oh, they have this page here. It's their number one page, but the keyword is like Sir Links a lot best backlink, and it has 20,000 search volume, and that's where they're getting all their traffic from on Ahrefs. It's just a fake keyword. It's another way they can scam you, right? So really keep a lookout for that. Make sure the site is just ranking for real keywords, that they're somewhat related to whatever the website's supposed to be about. Make sure that none of the keywords are fake. Make sure they haven't boosted their DR over here. And I'm actually going to be making a longer video on this on my other channel soon. So yeah, maybe you guys will get some use out of that. Like I mentioned before, 10% off PBN links. Got 2 days left for that. Razul says, guys, don't forget to like the video. Thanks, man. Yeah, like the video. Would appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Helps us out. Hello, Chris. I recently launched my e-commerce store with a Greek domain, but backlinks in Greece are nearly impossible to find. Does your agency offer any services for this? Actually, speaking of our backlink sale, we might actually have some Greek PBN links that you could do. However, we do have foreign PBN links, but for the most part, all of our links, like all of our guest posts, link insertions, all that stuff, they come from like English speaking domains and TLDs, like .com, .net, whatever. Of course, .com is the biggest one. Um, what I will also say is that for these foreign SERPs, when you're trying to rank in foreign places, I would try. Some people say you only need 10% of your local, um, 10% like local backlinks, so 10% Greek backlinks for you. However, I definitely like to boost that a little bit higher just to be safe. I would say between 10 and 25%. And basically, for whatever reason, Google is just less advanced in anything that's not English. They're just not as good at it. And English backlinks or any language backlinks seem to work a lot better, and you can just get away with doing a lot more kind of gray or black hat stuff in foreign link building, foreign SEO in general. So yeah, we probably don't have too much to offer you as far as Greek backlinks go. Um, I would basically pull up some of your competitors and try to do some custom outreach just based on where they're getting links from. And it might not always be, it could be from like newspaper type websites, local newspaper type sites, but it might just be other kind of businesses, whatever. So yeah, some custom outreach definitely gonna probably be needed for that. But then, for the other 90 to 75% of your links, you can come to an agency like us or any other agency that you trust, and these links will help you out a ton as well. But you're definitely going to want to get some Greek domains in there. I didn't know we could still disavow. Yeah, you can still disavow. I actually just disavowed for a website pretty recently. It was, actually, I'm not a real big disavow person, but this website had basically lost all of its traffic, all of its rankings. It's not my site; it's a client site, and yeah, basically the only links I disavowed were these k.html kind of spam backlinks that a ton of websites are getting right now. They actually did have a lot more backlinks that I could have disavowed, but I went ahead and I only did the k.html links for now. As of right now, the site, the clicks are still down pretty low, but we've regained about, went down from 100% to 0% impressions, and now we're back up to about 50%. So we're about halfway back up as far as impressions, getting some keywords moving back into the website. Did the disavow help with that? I don't really know, but it was kind of like an easy thing to do, and it was a why not. And I see a lot of, especially these smaller sites that don't have good backlink authority. I feel like they're a higher risk when they get spammed by these kind of like nasty links. But yeah, not really sure how much it helped. And in general, I'm not a huge disavow guy, although I know some people are. However, if you get hit by like a manual penalty, and it's a link building penalty, you're probably gonna want to look at a disavow. Or if you lost all your rankings and traffic, and you have some insanely black hat spammed exact match anchor links, you could consider disavowing these as well. I'm really iffy on disavowing because a lot of these links that look toxic and are toxic end up still helping you, and Google just ignores the rest of them. But I know some people are big disavow people, but yeah, it's definitely still working. John Weller had came out and said something about saying, "Oh, we might consider like removing the disavow tool in the future or phasing it out or whatever." But as far as I know, that hasn't happened unless they did it within the past couple of weeks or whatever. Because yeah, I think I did that maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So yeah, it's still there. How's it going? How's it going, Black Hole? Good to see you here, man. I am doing all right. Feeling a little bit under the weather today. Not the greatest day for me. But yeah, here to answer questions. Looks like I'm here for about 21 more minutes exactly, and I'll be taking off. But yeah, how you doing today, man? Good to see you. What do you think about using an indexing service when you build a link on an already indexed page, but you want Google to crawl it faster? This isn't something I waste my time with at all, and I never will. I will never start doing this. When you building quality links, you don't need to worry about getting it indexed, and when you're building quality links and you're doing SEO, you don't need it to get indexed faster either. You just keep doing what you know works, and then it's going to work. Like you keep building the quality links. Google's going to see it and index it, and then it's going to work. I know I feel like a lot I know there's a lot of people who swear by indexing services, but I think the people who are really these big, like, indexing people, like force indexing, they're mainly doing, like, really low quality, kind of like black hat stuff. And that's just not the type of SEO that I do. It's not the type of sites I like to work on. I like to work on these big, big brands, big sites that are going to that you're just going to do all the good stuff for that Google loves. I'm not saying super white hat. You can still do some black hat stuff in there, but I definitely focus on quality and creating something that is built to last, built to survive algorithm updates, built so that I can sell it for high multiples and get a big payout in the future versus something that's built on low quality spam that people are going to look at and say, I don't know if I want to buy this thing, even if it's making money, because maybe it's just going to crash down one day because it's built on a house of cards essentially. Um, that's I'm not saying that indexing, especially if you're doing less kind of like lower quality stuff, then you might want to look into indexing that might be able to help you out. But yeah, just for the type of stuff that I do, it's not something I do at all. And and if it's a quality link, I just wouldn't worry about it. Google's going to find it. You don't need it to index faster. Google will get it if it's good. Hopefully that helps. Let's take a quick drink. How y'all doing today? What's going on in the SEO world for you guys? I think the Google Search Console error is over, so hopefully it doesn't look like your sites have 0 clicks and traffic anymore. Um, Can't think what else is going on in the SEO world right now. I've been kind of out of it for the past week or so. Um, can't think of any big news or anything. But yeah, I'm about to head out to Chiang Mai, Thailand on Saturday, and I'll be there for 3 months. If anyone's going to be out at Chiang Mai SEO conference, definitely come say hello. I'll be walking around. And yeah, I'll be staying in Chiang Mai for 3 months, and then I'm not sure where I'm going to go after that, but I might stay in Chiang Mai longer, might go to Bangkok, might go to Kuala Lumpur, might go to Philippines, I'll definitely be going to Vietnam because there's the conference in Saigon, but I think that's in March or April, so I'll be doing that. Yeah, I'll kind of I'm planning to be all around Asia. I got a friend trying to get me to go to Poland and Portugal, which sounds cool as well. It's an SEO friend, so that might be cool. But yeah, not really sure. I go to Chiang Mai, and Chiang Mai is kind of like my base camp. I actually just got a 5-year visa for Thailand too, which is awesome. They have got it's called the DTV visa. You can get a 5-year visa for Thailand for $400. It used to cost $20,000 to get a 5-year visa like this. It was called the Elite visa, but now they have DTV. So Thailand's kind of like my base camp. I like Chiang Mai, but it's really small, and Bangkok is a lot more fun and interesting. So anyway, um, yeah, Black Hole. I go solo. I'm single. I don't have a wife or kids or anything, so I'm always solo. But yeah, I know I've been doing SEO for a while, and I've been traveling for the past I guess it's like 3 years now. So I kind of know people all over the place, and there's always someone around and they hang out with. All right. 1 second. Quick vape break. These things are toxic. Don't start. But this one is really good. If any of you guys do vape, this one tastes like double mint gum, like spearmint gum. All right. When someone sells a high DA link but does not tell you where it's from, should you avoid it? And if they say the link has visitor traffic, we should analyze if it's manipulated traffic. A little hard to understand this one. So yeah, if you're still here, you might want to explain this a little bit more for me. But when someone sells you a high DA link, when they deliver it, you should definitely be able to see where it's from. Maybe they don't want to tell you beforehand. If they don't tell you before, that's pretty normal. So for example, at our link building agency, if you get like guest posts or link insertions, which are two most sold types of backlinks, we don't tell you where the backlink is coming from before we create it. You go to these pages, you select you select like which power level you want, which metrics you want based on DR. There is also some other metrics in here that we guarantee, and we just guarantee that it has all of these metrics, right? And then, you don't get to see the site until we place the link on the website. And then when we place the link, then we deliver your report. Then you see the backlink and you can check it and make sure it doesn't, it meets all the checks, everything that we guarantee that it meets all these checks, right? And so anyone selling high authority links, it should at least do this. Um, but yeah, if a lot of the time if they will show you the link beforehand, the site beforehand, then a lot of the time, um, a lot of these end up not being the greatest links. A lot of them end up being guest post farms. However, there also are some good services where they allow for client approval beforehand, but not all agencies do this. Like ourselves, we definitely don't do this. Because it's a lot more back and forth. It's a lot harder to automate. You have people who can be insanely picky and whatnot, but there are some services that do that. And then also another reason they might be doing this is if they are selling PBN links. A lot of the times, PBN link sellers, some of them will never show you your link. So you buy the 20 links from them or whatever. They say, okay, we place the links, and they'll give you some kind of like screenshots or something, but they never show you the websites. And on these, as long as you're buying from a trusted provider, it's fine. But if it's someone you don't really trust, then you might not want to do it. But it's up to you. But I know there are a lot of PBN sellers who do this. Yeah, if they offer for client approval, then I would definitely check things first. If they don't offer client approval and they show you the link after, then you can just go ahead and check and make sure you're not buying, complete junk or whatever. Let's see if I missed anything here. Should you avoid it? And yeah, like you said, always see if its traffic is manipulated, because there are a ton of very easy ways to scam all of these metrics, to boost your DR, boost your traffic, boost your keywords. There's just a ton of ways to manipulate tools like Ahrefs or Moz or SEMrush or whatever you're using. So definitely analyze things. And then, once you find a good provider or whatever and you analyze, then you can kind of let them go. But just let them do their thing. Maybe you don't have to double check them as much, but just kind of depends on your provider, who you're buying links from and all that, how picky you are. What are some alternative ways to find a contact email for outreach if none is visible on the site? Yeah, so you can look at stuff like LinkedIn. You can try to find their like social profiles. Yeah, I'll look at their like Twitters. You can look for anyone associated with the website. If they've got any names on there, you can look for them. Just see where they're listed. You could use things like Hunter. Hunter's pretty much like the most used email finder, which works pretty great. You could also, if they don't have a email, you could see if they have a contact form somewhere on their website. You could also just Google their brand name or their website name and do -site : and type the domain there. So you can get wherever they're mentioned on the internet that is not their own website. And then you could look around and maybe you can find an email like that. Yeah, those are pretty much the big ways, looking for names, trying to find these people on social media and stuff like that, looking for their business if it's listed anywhere else, like on citations or any kind of directories, or if they have their own social media, maybe they got it listed, hunter.io, and then, yeah, contact forms. Contact forms are pretty great as well. Another cool thing about contact forms is that the email won't go to spam. So, if you're filling out the contact form, generally it's going to land in their inbox. And so, yeah, that's something you can think about. Black Hole says, feeling strong, bro. Good, bro. You hitting the gym, man? 3 months. Traveling solo. Yes, sir. Do you send your PBN links to main pages or tiered building? It depends what kind of PBNs I'm buying, right? So if I'm using quality PBNs, or if I'm using my own private PBN, then I would feel safe linking to my own website. However, I would use them in small. I'm not a big PBN builder anymore. I keep it pretty minimal. I will use them, but pretty small numbers, low numbers overall, like less than 5% of my backlink profile, maybe even less than that. And yeah, I wouldn't, if it's a good quality PBN, I wouldn't mind shooting it directly at my website. That's completely fine. But I'm pretty natural with it. I'll link to my homepage a lot. I'll use natural anchor text. A lot of people, they'll buy a PBN link or put PBN links, and they'll send them all to their target page, like, in an inner page, maybe it's a service page or something, and they'll be using exact match anchor text. So they're basically taking the most unnatural type of link, and then they are making it even more unnatural by, you know, repeatedly hammering the same inner page they want to rank using exact match anchors, all this stuff. And that's not something I would ever do. So yeah, I try to behave very conservatively when I'm using PBNs these days. Um, Also, yeah, you can definitely use them for tiered link building. Also, if you're doing like parasite SEO, I wouldn't mind. I'll definitely blast a parasite SEO post with like low quality PBN links. That's just fine. For tiered link building, what I would avoid doing is tiering like everything you have with these PBN links. But if you want to boost like a couple of your links and do some tiered link building with some like low quality PBNs, you could definitely do that. Or like your main like social profiles, like your Facebook page or YouTube channel, stuff like that. You can boost these as well. But yeah, I'm not really like super big on tiered link building overall. I pretty much just do it for like maybe like the main social profiles. Maybe if I get like one or two links that are like really powerful and I want to juice them up even more, can do that. But yeah, good PBN links to go straight to the site in low numbers. If you want to use more PBNs, I maybe think about doing tiered link building, or if they're low quality PBN links, then definitely do not send them directly to your website. You're just asking for trouble at that point. Me too, bro. Traveling solo is the best. Yeah, it's really hard. Traveling with someone is very difficult. Actually, me and Nick, we went backpacking. We were supposed to backpack for a year together. This was a long time ago. This was must have been about 15 years ago. And in the beginning of the trip, like the first 2 or 3 months we were together. Then after that, we're like, oh, let's go our own way, because we were basically just wanted to kill each other. It's really hard to travel with someone, especially for a long time. And yeah, when you're traveling by yourself, then it kind of forces you to get out, meet new people. You just have a completely different experience, and it's just for you, versus when you have that other person, you always kind of have that safety net, and you're doing what they want to do a lot of the time, and just really changes stuff. I highly advise solo travel if you haven't done it before. I love it. Do your PBNs get real traffic? Some of them do, some of them don't. The thing with PBNs is most PBNs don't get real traffic. If you go look at pretty much any PBN link provider, most of the links don't get any traffic, and that's just completely normal. This is what PBNs are. Some will, some won't. If a PBN link is getting traffic, or a domain, then what I would want to do, instead of using it as a PBN, is I would upgrade it and say, this is no longer a PBN. This is a guest post. I'm not saying I wouldn't do this for our agency. We don't sell guest post farm links, because this would be a guest post farm, right? But all a guest post farm is really a higher quality PBN. It's a site that you own. You're using it. One of the main sources of income for the site is building backlinks. The difference is that these sites they put a little bit more effort into it, and they actually get it some traffic. They get it some rankings and stuff. Um, so yeah, if a site's actually getting a good amount of traffic, I wouldn't even call it PBN. I'd call it a guest post farm. And if someone is selling it as a PBN link for the price of PBN links, instead of getting higher money doing guest post farm, then they're kind of just missing out money at that point. But yeah, this is the fact that PBN still works so well, and that you can pass so much link juice and get really good results from them. Especially if you're building your own PBN, if you have your own private quality PBN and you're only using it for your own, like to power up your one site. So it's a PBN built for a specific site. This is so insanely powerful that it's just, a lot of SEOs like to say, oh, the site needs traffic. The site needs this. The site needs that. A lot of the time it doesn't. If you know what you're doing with PBN links, how to, repurpose aged domains or expired domains and turn them into these little batteries for backlinks, you'll see very quickly that traffic does not matter as much for backlinks as a lot of people think it does. Um, However, if you're spending a good amount of money on something like a link insertion or a guest post, I would definitely want the website to be getting real traffic, because you're paying a much higher price tag here, and I would want to see that the site is good and it's healthy, and I'm making a good investment, a good use of my money, right? If I want something with low traffic or whatever, then I don't want to pay a bunch of money for that. So it's just kind of a cost question. Um, yeah, hopefully that helps. I'll be in Portugal next year. Awesome, man. I've never been to Portugal, but yeah, I've got some friends out there and one good friend who really loves it there and is kind of trying to get me to go out. So, um, if I end up there, I'll definitely, hopefully, well, maybe I'll actually will be able to meet Mr. Black Hole. That would be cool. And I don't even know where they are. I don't think they stay in Lisbon. I think they stay somewhere nearby, but maybe not Lisbon. I'm on the blue slush value. Not really sure. Oh, blue vape. Oh, that sounds gross, man. All the sweet fruity ones are so gross. I love this one that tastes just like literally just tastes like mint gum. It doesn't taste like menthol. It tastes like double mint gum. It's so good. Like I, even if I didn't vape, I would vape this just because it tastes good, right? That's what Legit Gig did, screenshots. Yeah, so then it's probably like PBN. The only reason they'd really do this is with the case of PBN, right? You could look in Ahrefs and see if some of the links are popping up in Ahrefs. You could sort by like the links by date or whatever. Um, but yeah, they it's very possible that they just have like Ahrefs and all the bots blocked so that they won't show up in there. Um, but yeah, if it's PBN, it's like kind of normal stuff. If you can see that they're trusted and they have a bunch of like really good reviews, could be legitimate. But yeah, I don't really use services like this. I don't, I don't, I'm not in the business of buying links that I can't see them. But I know some people, if you're doing the more like low dollar kind of like black hat route, then this is quite normal in the PBN industry. Just make sure that they're trusted, right? And make sure they don't got a bunch of like fake reviews or whatever. I came out jacked. You came out jacked from what? From your vape? I I've been pretty good on the gym. I think I gained like 15 or 20 pounds since I've been back in the US because I've just been eating good, going to the gym super regularly, started really pushing higher weight, doing some like higher weight, lower reps, really trying to kind of push everything and yeah, put on some good weight. How to get SEO clients. Um So my way of getting SEO clients might be really different from your way of getting SEO clients. So, what I do to get SEO clients is I literally just make videos on YouTube and I show people how to do SEO. I show people what's working and what's not working. I show examples of websites that I'm working on, results that they've got. And in the video, I mention, if you want to work with me, click this button or link in the description, and I'll just naturally get clients like that because you build a lot of trust with people. You can show people very easily that you know what you're doing. And yeah, it's easy to start a YouTube channel, and YouTube is actually awesome. It's easy to start getting views. So if you actually know how to do SEO and you can show it on video, if you're willing to get on video, even if you're not willing to get on video, I would consider forcing yourself to get on video because of just how strong it is. Um, it's one thing to create social media posts. It's another thing to get on video and show people and be talking to them and really establish a different level of trust with them. And so, I get clients just sending me emails saying, "Hey, I want to work with you," and then we'll talk on the phone. I'll send them a proposal, and then we'll talk on the phone again, and then um, by the end of the phone call, they're asking me, okay, how can I start? It's not, I don't even have to sell to them. I'm just explaining to them what I want to do, and they already trust me, right? But if you're getting started, I would definitely say work on like case studies. Case studies are insanely powerful. It's pretty much just showing results that you've done for past clients. If you don't have case studies, then you're going to have to work for very cheap or maybe even for free in some cases, which is not always a bad thing, because you're starting at the bottom, right? And actually, my first SEO client was actually a friend of mine, and I worked for free. And he gave me money. He gave me like $1,000 or something, but I used all the money for content and links. And then From that, I was able to, really sharpen my skills as an SEO. I was able to, build case study. I was able to, just have a lot more confidence. So yeah, you could start working for free. You could also, get on platforms like, Upwork, legit Fiverr, and set your prices really low to get some clients in the beginning. You could also, what was I about to say? Oh, another good thing you could do is literally just go find the type of clients you want. So if you want like plumbers in Houston or plumbers in whatever city, and you could start with maybe some lower competition cities first, not super small, but not super big. And then you could cold email them, but cold email them with a Loom video. Just do a little like 2 to 5 minute video where you're on Loom with a screen share, looking at their website and being like, "Hey, I notice you guys are trying to rank for these keywords. I do SEO for people for and plumbing all the time. Um, here's some quick things that I'm seeing that I could do for you." And you're actually doing it, and it's their website, and it's fully customized to them, and you're basically giving them some like free value in a way. But just don't make it too long and in depth. I would say 2 to 5 minutes. And if you need to do like cold outreach, I feel like this is probably like the best way to go about it. But then yeah, I really would say don't sleep on the power of like YouTube for getting clients, YouTube and even social media as well. But you need to be able to like show that you know what you're doing, and you need to be able to like show results. And if you can do that, if you can kind of build in public without giving away other clients or other sites that you're working on, of course, you don't want to make it super public. Then yeah, I feel like these are the best ways. Hate traveling with anyone. Solo equals freedom. Yes, sir. I mean, every now and then, if you can get along with someone really well, then things can be good. But yeah, it's always easier solo, right? Hey, bud, I have two Facebook pages for our brand. One of them we no longer have access to, and it has a 4-star rating. The problem is it's the only one indexed ranking for brand search. Should I just send some links/reviews to the one we have control of? Do you think that would work? Uncharted territories for me. Yeah, I've never dealt with this. I would try to figure out why you don't have access to it and get on like Facebook support and see if they can help you deal with it because yeah, I mean the nicer thing would be to get back control of that thing, and maybe you can just bother their customer service enough that you can eventually get it back. Um Otherwise, I don't know, there might be something like kind of like I've actually never done this, so I can't give really good advice on this. But yeah, it's not great that there's a brand name with your Facebook. Um but yeah, you could try if you wanted to, you could just try if you for whatever reason you cannot get access to the other one. I guess what I would do is I would I would start trying to get some reviews. I would start getting like likes and reviews to it. I would not go the route of getting fake likes to a Facebook page, by the way. I've done this before. I wouldn't do it because then it kills your reach because it's trying to build your model person based on people that are fake. So anyway, it's not good to do that. But you could, run like Facebook like campaigns, so people will like your business and stuff. And then, yeah, try to get push some clients to leave reviews, and then, of course, make sure that on your website that you're, on all of your places that your website is mentioned or your brand is mentioned, like on all your big social media and on the website itself. Definitely make sure that you're replacing it and linking to your new Facebook page. I think I would expect Google would eventually connect the dots, right? They would eventually say, okay, this brand is related to this one, not this other Facebook page that has the same brand name, but they're not really linking to it or anything. So it might just take some time, but yeah, not really something I've dealt with before, but I don't think it'd be too big of an issue. From my mother, you came out jacked from your mother. That's awesome, bro. You got good genetics. Have you noticed all these spammers advertising crypto investments are leaving positive reviews on Facebook pages? All my clients get hit. I hate to delete them because they are possible. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure about that. I haven't really seen that, but yeah, it kind of sucks if you're getting spammed with stuff. Yes, that all makes sense. Thanks for, yeah, you're welcome, sir. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take off there. We've been here for about an hour today. Hopefully, my answers have helped you at least a little bit. Like I showed you guys before, we got 10% off PBN links. We only got 2 days left on this. I'm really proud of we got a good PBN network here. I think it's quite different than a lot of other PBN networks out there. We even offer we do homepage links, we do PBN guest posts, we do PBN link insertions. So yeah, it kind of operates a little bit differently. We also have a bunch of them in foreign languages as well if you want those. And we can do pretty much any niche out there. So definitely hit that up. Get 10% off with code PBN13 while you can. All right, guys, I'm taking off now. I will see you next time and adios. Bye-bye.